That's when I realized how much harder this was going to be than I thought. As of 1.20.10, Minecraft has a total of 110 advancements. Advancements are basically just achievements that help guide and challenge the player while rewarding them XP. After completing my Minecraft but it starts on the Nether challenge, I thought about how many advancements would be possible if I never left the Nether. So today, we'll be doing just that. Let me hit you with the rules and setup. I started this world by teleporting straight into the Nether with a command and setting my respawn point here. So even if I died, I would still respawn here. This automatically gave me the we need to go deeper advancement, which is technically our first advancement because you get this anytime you enter the Nether for the first time. I'm also not allowed to leave the Nether at any point, so advancements like Subspace Bubble will be impossible. I will explain how or why we can't obtain the rest of the advancements in each tab after we fully cover a tab. With all that out of the way, let's get into the run. Right away, I spawned directly into a Crimson Forest, so I have to quickly evade some piglins who want me to go back to the overworld where I came from. I'm also looking for a warped fungus as they protect you from hoglins when placed down. After using protection, I finally get wood and make a crafting table, which gives us our second root advancement of the run. Root advancements are advancements that don't pop up in chat and begin all 5 different trees of advancements. They're typically pretty simple, hence why they don't give you a text message for it or pop up in the top right of the screen. We got our first root advancement by just being in the Nether. Not to be confused with we need to go deeper, which is a regular advancement in the Minecraft tab. So technically just from crafting a crafting table, we're up to 3 advancements. I just make some wood tools and grab extra wood before exploring for anything other than a Crimson Forest. I grab some mushrooms, as mushroom stew is one of the most plentiful food sources in the run, and some gold so I can have some gold boots when exploring bastions and other Crimson Forests. Consuming a mushroom stew also gives us the root advancement for consuming anything that can be consumed in the husbandry tab. While trading this piglin, I take off my gold boots so I can obtain the Oh Shiny advancement by distracting a disgruntled piglin with gold. I don't get anything really useful from it, so I just move on and grab all the mushrooms I can find. After finally finding a basalt delta of random gas spawns and decides it's my time to hand me 2 advancements. Return to Sender for hitting a ghast with its own shot, and Monster Hunter for killing my first hostile mob, which also gives us the Root Adventure advancement for killing any entity. Now that we're finally in a Basalt Delta, we can get 2 very fast advancements. Stone Age, because we can get blackstone in our inventory, and it counts, and getting an upgrade for crafting a stone pickaxe out of the blackstone. I decided to grab a little extra stone for full stone tools, and some extra which we'll need later in the run. After way too much exploring, we finally obtain Those Were the Days by entering a Bastion. We loot the first chest we find and get another double advancement. War Pigs for looting a Bastion chest, and Hidden in the Depths for having ancient debris in the chest enter our inventory. We safely enter the bottom of the stable's Bastion and find ourselves an iron block and another ancient debris. I block myself in as I hear a piglin brood approaching and craft my iron block into ingots, giving me acquire hardware, and craft an iron pick out of it, giving us Isn't It Iron Pick. I also craft some of it into an iron helmet for the advancement Suit Up. Then I use the last piece of iron to craft a shield as we'll need it for later in the run, and it makes it so I won't die in the Bastion. After a nice stroll through the Nether back to where I was, I find a free diamond shovel sitting in one of the random chests. I have to juke the piglin brute away from all my stuff so I can recover it. I cleanly recover all my stuff and block myself in again. I end up using the crossbow I found to get revenge on this piglin brute, which also nets us 2 more advancements. Old Betsy for shooting a crossbow, and Take Aim for shooting something with an arrow. I still want to loot the top chest, so I block climb and continue using the crossbow to clear up some of the piglins so I can easily access the chest with no hassle. We finally get Crying Obsidian, which gives us Who is Cutting Onions, and a lot of food, iron, and arrows. In the other chest, we obtain regular obsidian, which gives us Ice Bucket Challenge, more gold, and a smithing template, which I forgot to grab. Oops. I make a bucket wall up here since we will need to put lava into it for another advancement. I fall down and grab some lava to cook hoglins and use as a weapon against the piglin brutes, as it's my favorite way of mass genociding them. I grab the rest of the gold blocks at the bottom and head back to the ramparts where I find glowstone, the other component we need to fully load a respawn anchor, netting us not quite 9 lives. It's also a nice time for me to set my spawn point, just in case. I block an arrow while aggroing the piglins to give me not today, thank you. I make a little bartering hole in the Bastion and try to get a few fire resistance potions and pearls so I can travel around the Nether easily to find my fortress. We don't really need gold for anything else, so this is a perfect time to get rid of all of it. We barter for quite a while before leaving and going to finish the remaining advancements we have left. I used the iron and leather from bartering to craft a saddle and used the string with some sticks to make a warped fungus on a stick, so I can ride a strider for the advancement, This Boat Has Legs. My new totally not enslaved pet, we'll call Stridey, takes me to a ruined portal where I find a lodestone, something we actually don't need in this run, because to get the advancement for setting your compass on a lodestone, you need to have a compass, which we can't find in the Nether, and we have no access to redstone to craft it. After finding no fortress with Stridey, I decided to safely get off him and start strip mining for some netherite, since we're going to need 5 ingots total, aka 20 debris. I actually used the string we bartered to make beds, so I could do the bed mining strat, which I've never really done much before. I end up finding a grand total of 2 ancient debris while down here, which is honestly not that bad, but I figured looting bastions would literally be so much more fun and less time consuming. So I instantly dipped once I ran out of beds. While purling around, I accidentally pearl into the 5th and final biome we haven't entered in the Nether yet, giving us hot tourist destination. We explore a bit more and finally find our fortress. Fortresses are very important to the run and have a significant amount of advancements for the run, starting with a terrible fortress given to you for entering the Nether fortress. We enter the lower ramparts of the fortress looking for chests and nether warts, as nether warts are the only thing that we can plant to obtain a seedy place. And the chests here are a really good source of diamonds for the advancement diamonds. We quickly obtain into fire for obtaining a blaze rod and instantly craft it into a brewing stand for a future advancement. Someone may not have any bottles left from bartering. Now, the main and worst reason we're going to be here for so long is wither skeleton skulls. There is an advancement for summoning the wither, so we're going to need to farm at least 3 skeleton skulls. While I wait for wither skeletons to spawn, I decided to try to make a netherite hoe before forgetting that you need netherite upgrades found in bastions to actually craft it starting in patch 1.20. In the middle of our wither skeleton farm, I decided to barter all the extra gold we have in order to clear up some inventory space and obtain more pearls and fire reses for the fast nether travel, since it seemed like we're going to need a ton of bastions for netherite upgrades and netherite ingots. He gives me a fire res potion, and by simply putting it in and taking it out of the brewing stand, we get the advancement Local Brewery. After killing around 67 wither skeletons, we finally get our first wither skeleton skull, giving us spooky scary skeleton, and a third of being able to summon the wither. The next 2 actually spawned extremely fast, so we instantly dip from the fortress and summon the wither nearby. Now, we absolutely have no reason to kill the wither, and honestly with my gear I would probably lose, so we just spawn him for withering heights and then pearl away. While exploring the nether some more and looking for bastions, I forgot to breed striders, as they're one of 2 mobs we can breed in order to obtain the parrots and the bats, the other mob being the hoglins. But I figured striders would be a lot easier and safer. We finally stride right into a bastion, and we're basically going to be checking every chest for certain things. And we find a snout armor trim in one of the chests, so I throw it right onto my iron chestplate to obtain crafting a new look. There was nothing too noteworthy in the bastion, so we move on, looking for specifically a treasure bastion. There are 4 different types of bastions: house, stables, treasure, and bridge. Treasure bastions have these treasure loot rooms in the center that are just full of diamond armor and full netherite ingots, our best sources of both of these resources. On our journey for the treasure bastion, I take some time to snipe a skeleton from 50 meters away for the advancement sniper duel. We quickly find a treasure bastion as our next hit, and it's big. It's a little hard to loot as there's a magma cube spawner in it and tons of piglin brutes, so I go into the lava, and man, are these chests amazing. Our first chest has a netherite upgrade, 4 diamonds, diamond chestplate, and diamond leggings. Obtaining diamond armor for the first time gives us cover me in diamonds. The second chest has another netherite upgrade, 2 nether scrap, and diamond boots. Unfortunately, I didn't notice before I equipped the diamond leggings, but they're cursive binding. Cursive binding on our diamond leggings is a bit more of a problem than you'd think, as I need to upgrade them to netherite in order to get an advancement for having full netherite armor equipped. So I'm going to need to find a way to take these pants off. We crawl back out of the bottom of the bastion and go search around for more chests, because chests are a good source of netherite upgrades. We could craft more of them, but they take 7 diamonds each upgrade to craft, and diamonds are not exactly common in the nether. I end up bartering a bit here so I can make a new respawn anchor so I can commit self lava bucket and take these dumb pants off me. After respawning, I craft them straight into netherite pants, so I wouldn't have to leave the Bastion without any pants. With finding the diamond armor in the Bastion, it's a good time to talk about the rest of the advancements in the Minecraft tree, as we've obtained everything eligible for the run. As you can see, we're only missing these 4. Enchanting for enchanting an item. We can get pretty close to finishing this, but there's no way to obtain a book in the Nether. You can't choose an enchanted soul speed book you obtain from bartering piglins, and you can't craft a grindstone with blackstone. And you can't craft the book itself because there's no possible way to obtain paper. You can't cure a zombie villager, as there's no zombie villagers in the Nether. You can't enter the stronghold, there's no stronghold in the Nether. And you can't enter the end without a stronghold. It's also a good time to go over the fact that you can't get any of the end advancements without actually entering the end. We finally leave that Bastion in hopes of finding a Bastion. We stumble across a quick housing Bastion, so I just checked the chest hoping for netherite upgrades, and we obtain 1 out of it. While doing some more bartering for pearls, I used my bowl I made for soup earlier to light a furnace so I can make another netherite upgrade, and I decided to go with making a netherite hoe to clear up some inventory space, and creating a netherite hoe is needed for the advancement Serious Dedication, which completes the husbandry tree for us, a simple 3 out of 26 advancements obtained. To shorten the list of why we can't get things here, I'll just say what we can't get in the Nether to eliminate all 23 other advancements. There's no bees, there's no allays, allays. There's no goats. You can't actually tame anything in the Nether. There's no glow squids. There's no water to fish in or anything related to needing water. There's no suspicious blocks. There's only 2 out of 26 mobs needed to breed all mobs. There's no frogs. There's no sniffle or torchflower seed. You can't even get close to eating everything. There's no copper. There's no axolotls. There's no armadillos, which means no scutes. And finally, there are no wolves in the Nether. Whew. I guess I should have called this video how few advancements you can only get from being in the Nether. Then we finally leave that Bastion to find another treasure Bastion, and we hit big. The first chest we check has a diamond helmet, a full netherite ingot, and another netherite upgrade, the final one we need. The other chest has a full netherite ingot. Actually a crazy high roll since we only need to upgrade our chestplate, boots, and helmet. Yet I decided to strip mine for the last 4 ancient debris we need. And now we can simply upgrade all of our armor. Wait, I got rid of all my wood. I have nothing left to smelt the ancient debris. Okay, so after getting some wood, we finally obtain our last nether advancement, Cover Me in Debris, which also completes our run. Now, there's actually a ton of advancements you can't get from only being in the Nether. Since I can't go back to the overworld, I can't get Subspace Bubble for traveling 7 kilometers in the overworld using the Nether, Uneasy Alliance for killing a ghast in the overworld, or Feels Like Home for riding a strider 50 blocks in the overworld. We also can't get Country Load, Take Me Home, since we can't obtain a compass without obtaining redstone. We can't get either beacon advancements, not because we can't activate in the Nether, but because we don't have any access to glass to craft the beacon itself. This is why we had no reason to actually fight the Wither respawned. And the last 2, a Furious Cocktail and How Do We Get Here, a couple of Minecraft's hardest advancements that basically ask you to get every possible active effect on you at the same time. An example of one we can't get is Infestation from Infestation Potions, since you need stone in order to brew it. There's also technically one more advancement I didn't get in the run. I would have obtained it if the stars aligned, but rolling dice on Bastion chests didn't seem like a whole ton of fun. That's Arbalistic, for killing 5 unique mobs with 1 shot of a crossbow. We can actually obtain a Pierce 4 crossbow from a random Bastion chest, but the odds are not in our favor. And the mobs are not that hard to line up as long as you get the right setup for it biome-wise. Arbalistic is technically our final advancement for the Adventure tab, so let's go over what we can't get from that page to wrap up the run. There are no pillagers, no copper, no redstone, no villagers, still no beasts, no lightning, still no suspicious blocks, no deep dark biome, can't sleep, no villages, no drown. We can't kill every hostile mob if 3/4 of them don't even spawn in the Nether, can't get pumpkins, can't get most of the smithing templates, as most of them are in the overworld. There are no phantoms, we can't enter any or all the biomes in the overworld if we can't enter the overworld itself. There's no powdered snow, there are no trial chambers, and no creaking. Which means we finished our run with a whopping 37 out of the 110 advancements the game has to offer. An astounding 33.6% of the game completed. Thank you so much for watching. If you liked the video, please subscribe so I can continue to grow and show my content to more people. We are almost at 1K subs, and I have a goal to upload a video at least weekly, maybe bi-weekly, starting this year.